저는 학생이기 때문에 가금을 잘 못해서 그냥 전설도 별로 없고 카드도 별로 없고.
I don't have legendaries. I
하스스톤
don't have many
마스터즈
cards.
코리아
seeing
시즌
this
1
again.
최연소
Ladies and
본선
gentlemen,
진출자
Story of Jungle
정글
Rammus.
람머
Undertale.
장성.
The youngest.
이 소녀는 전설 6장만으로 본선
But a hero
진출에
to us all,
성공했습니다.
qualifying for season 1 of Masters with only 6
생애 첫
legendary
방송
cards
경기.
in his collection.
And he really is
승리를
only
향한
3 feet tall.
간절함이 느껴지는 기도.
I was trying to keep it the
자신이
whole
얼음
tone.
화살을
I didn't make
맞은
that up.
듯한 진심이 담긴 리액션.
But it's a very emotional player. Apparently,
차원
live
문에서
update,
나온
we've already reached
알렉스트라자는
over 400
이
likes on
소년에게
the video
세상을
here to
다
promote
얻은
the cause with
듯한
Jungle Rammus card
기쁨입니다.
collection, which means he's
good.
got 40
제가 평소에
packs.
전설 카드 같은 게 별로 없어서
Solve world hunger?
카드 왕창 사보는 게
Give Jungle Ramu
꿈이었는데
packs? Yes.
여러분의 응원이
It was his
소년의
dream,
밝은
guys,
미소를
to collect
되찾아줄
more
수
cards in
있습니다.
Hearthstone.
Wow.
정글 람머에게 새 카드.
Which, you know what? I do want to go off here. And there's the address.
정글 람머 선수에게
Oh, you know what? I tweeted the
좋아요를
wrong one, it
보내주세요.
looks like. So there's no A. I'll have to fix that. But
You are not helping Jungle Ramu.
I know. I'm actually,
You're hurting
guiding
him.
them somewhere else.
We need like Sarah McLachlan singing in that commercial or something.
You know, I want to give it up to him though. Like with that small collection, he liked the game so much that he still wanted to go to the qualifiers to see what he could do, and he made it to the round of 16. So I'm really glad that even if it's just out of fun, like we are warmer to people here at OGN. We want to reach out to these people, and of course there are many people who could use more cards. But hopefully this will also be an inspiration to a lot of people that, hey, you know what? Just go for it whenever you can, and even if you don't want to become a pro player, like there are plenty of online tournaments and open tournaments that you can just do for fun, because it has a little bit more meaning, right? Because maybe you just go through the same ladder, and maybe you hit legend every month, and you're like, well, the ladder, it's like the same thing every month, again and again, but I don't plan to be a pro player. Play in some open tournaments, see what you can do.
Yeah, sure.
Or go like this video and help Jungle Rammus become a professional Hearthstone player here in Korea.
Yep. Well, it's a fun game either way. You can enjoy Hearthstone on many different levels, and so
you can buy the first wing of Blackrock Mountain and play the Mage Challenge over and over.
I did that.
Again. I actually
and also against the first boss too, because you just fill your deck with legendaries and you just get to play a ton of them. It's really fun.
Yeah, the new wing was. I do agree with most people that it seemed a little bit easier than next, but it was definitely. In my opinion, it was a lot more fun because it was very clearly themed, right?
Yeah.
And I liked the conversations going on in there. Although some people with the Nuzstorm got a little bit robbed there the first couple days. I think they fixed that in like day 2 though, with the timer going down because of the narration for all the legendaries that he pulls out.
I suppose that is true. But one thing I've always really loved about Hearthstone as a World of Warcraft player is just how much you get the feeling of those boss fights in the game as well too. Let's meet Dawn.
All right, yeah, we're going right into match number 2.
We are.
Team Nightmare.
No more 1 a.m. ends for our cast tonight, apparently.
I didn't actually believe that I'll be able to get up here, and I'm very confident because I've played against some really good players coming up here. And, you know, I'm pretty good friends with Transit, so I really didn't want to have to face him this early. But, you know, since we're playing off against each other in the first round anyway, might as well do my best. And in the first 2 seasons of Korea vs. China, I actually visited the studio often to watch all the matches, you know, just as a fan, and got to know the scene a lot better. So now I'm really happy that I get to stand on that stage that I came here to watch as a fan just last year. And now that I'm here, might as well go for that first place prize.
Might as well.
So that is Dawn on Team Nightmare, not Nightwear.
Nightwear. Ooh, getting a bit risque there, aren't you, Chobra? Team Nightwear.
Oh, man.
Giggity. So there's Dawn, and he also beat Gravekeeper on his way up there, which is one of the more prominent Golden Coin players here in Korea as well. And, you know, everyone I talk to, every single player I talk to, I'm like, well, what do you think of Dawn? And they're like, well, he beat Surrender, but he got lucky, and Transit should win easily. That's what every single person says. Even Transit says, yeah, he got lucky, I should win easily. So
we'll see if he can do that. Now, he is ranked first. Dawn is ranked first on the Korean server here, the Asian server. So we'll see, or the Korean Taiwan server here. So we'll see how he's doing. But meanwhile, it's going to be Transit on Team Gatsio, along with Socio as teammate. There he is. We saw him last year, the Korea vs. China Masters.
하스스톤에 대해서
you know,
회의감 많이 느꼈는데
after
최근에
last year, I kind of had to just go back and reflect on my choices of really pursuing Hearthstone. But I decided, you know what, I just have
방송
to
경기로
start off on a clean
10연패,
slate.
12연패 가까이 했는데
And
근데 저는 되게 상심하진 않았어요. 왜냐면은
you know, in my
제가 부족한 거
a
알고
little
있기
bit during
때문에
the downtime here, I actually
속에서 많이
went
배워나간다고
on
생각하고 있거든요.
I
그래서
think a 10
되게
or 12 game
나쁘지 않고
losing
오히려
streak on
배워나간다는
official
기쁨에
matches, but
좋았고
I didn't let it
이번 대회는
get to me. I
꼭
decided I still,
이기겠다는
you know what, I still just need to keep going at it. I was going to improve. I knew I was a good player,
전형도 원래 알고 있던
and I
형인데
was able to
강서 선수 이기고
really
올라왔을 때
improve.
놀랐고 그만큼 더 잘한다는 거니까 더
And,
열심히 준비해서 꼭
You know,
이기도록
he played
하겠습니다.
against Surrender, and
현재랑
Surrender is a
강세를
great
했다고
player,
자만하지만
but he
내
beat
앞에서
him
안 될
3-1.
거예요.
So, you know what, I'm not going to
오랜만에
underestimate
온게네 대회 나와서
Dawn too
기쁘고
much.
제가 큰 대회
I'm
강한
gonna
만큼
expect him to
꼭
be
열심히
just as
해서
good of a
더
player
성장한
as
모습
Surrender.
보여드릴 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
And now that I'm here, I will finally be able to just give back to my fans and show you guys that I really am a top-notch Hearthstone player. Yeah, Transit, he definitely had a bit of a slump here in career because he was kind of hyped up in the beginning, and people were like, "Oh man, like Transit's so good at Hearthstone," and you know he was actually
really
the
good,
favorite for a lot of people in the beginning. But then, like he said, he won a huge losing streak in tournaments. He wasn't really able to climb up to the top ranks in any others for a little long while.
Very early on, this guy was the guy in Korea as far as Hearthstone goes.
He really was.
Everyone's like, yeah, he's better than Arena Hour, he's better than Solcio. But like you said, after a pretty good performance in Season 1 last year, he dropped off, didn't qualify for Season 2. And, you know, aside from a little bit of wins here and there on online events, just hasn't really done a lot. But here he is, he's back, qualified for our first season in 2015. And we'll see if he can take out Dawn in his first match. I would say he is favored, but it is Hearthstone. Anything can happen.
That is true. And Transit, a little bit extra story here. He was actually so close to going to that World Championship last year,
Yeah,
but lost
he
to
was.
Rainy Hour in the very last set of the qualifiers here from Korea. So I'm sure he's back with a vengeance in 2015, missing out on that world stage experience.
Yep.
But let's find out what these two players are going to play. Dawn, again, not too much to really talk about here. Pretty much just what he played in the qualifiers. Rogue, Hunter, and Warlock.
Now, Dawn is known as a Demon Lock and a Paladin player, but he's not bringing either of those classes today. Warrior, Rogue, and Druid.
Huh.
Nice.
No
Warrior
Paladin,
player.
even though he's a Paladin player. A little bit interesting.
It's surprising that we haven't seen any Paladins today because that has, again, you know, been the most popular starting class overall in this tournament and in a lot of ones, but no Paladins today.
Very true. Meanwhile, a Warrior going to be coming in. They'll be, you know, we've seen a lot of Warriors in the past, but not so much recently with the Conquest formats coming in. But here we have it again. For Transit, it's going to be Hunter, Druid, and Warlock.
Yeah, no Paladins again, but we do have a Warlock, so interesting. One Warrior and one Warlock.
Yeah, no Rogues either. So looks like, you know, Transit, just given class choices, going with things that are a little bit more stable, you know, where you can create a lot more, just kind of wait it out and then come back for the win.
He has always kind of leaned towards the safer side of play
and that's
as well.
why
so
he was one of the favorite players.
Right. It does not surprise me too much. And look at this. Wow. The fans pretty divided on who they think is going to win. Now, a lot of this for Dawn is even though he doesn't have that big, you know, history, he did beat Surrender in the qualifiers. and for those of you who don't know, that was a huge upset that Surrender lost to a player like Dawn in the qualifiers.
Yeah, everyone thought Surrender could make a good run for the very first place spot here in this tournament, but he got knocked out in the finals of the qualifiers. So let's see if Dawn can continue that reputation of taking down top-notch Hearthstone players here in Korea, or if Transit will secure his spot in the round of 8. Set number 1, here we go.
All right, here we go. Rogue versus Druid will be our first game. Dawn on that Rogue and Transit playing the Druid.
Alright, so Druid should be pretty straightforward. It's really just a matter of tech choice. He is running Azure Drakes for the draw there.
Okay.
So buffing up that draw power a little bit for Druids, who tend to lack that in the early phases.
Yeah, we'll see how rampy it is. I've got a feeling this deck isn't going to be quite as insanely top-end as we saw from Caster last match. It does not get any more top-end from that until you start putting, like, Ysera in there again or something.
I can't wait until
crazy.
Season 2. Caster comes back with the same deck, but with Emperor Thor, so he's like, I'm
Yes.
back, and it's better than ever.
I found a way to make it work. It's like Ysera and why not? Just put Nefarian in there too. Grab a couple spells.
Oh man, I'm excited for all the rest of the Black Rock Mountain legendaries to come out.
Me too. I've still got hopes for my my mid-range warrior and rage deck, but we'll see if I can actually put something together.
All right, while we're waiting for the mulligans, so we got pizza in a cup here during the break.
We did.
And this cup says dummy, like calling someone a dummy.
Oh.
Like it's like a cartoon on the cup, but it says dummy.
I do feel a little bit dumb for eating pizza out of a cup.
I don't know what's going on.
Why is this cup insulting us? Okay.
Oh wow, Don with the greetings here.
Yeah, and
Backhanded taunts.
Don with also not the greatest hand starting off, too.
Yeah, meanwhile, Coin Wild Growth into Shade is gonna feel pretty good for Transit, especially if you can buff it up past that 3 health.
Yeah.
Before any Blade Flurries come out, it's gonna be able to do at least one trade, most likely.
Probably should, yeah. Pretty standard start for Druid to be able to get that Shade out on the second turn like this. A little bit of damage right off the bat. Of course, he can remake his weapon and do Deadly Poison next turn.
Yeah, looks like that should be the...
Yep. Ah, backstab. That's nice to have in the hand. Doesn't really help him against the Shade right now, but just going to put a little bit more damage onto Transit. Every little bit helps at this point. Now we're starting to get somewhere with this Rogue hand, you know?
Yeah, it's still going to be a little slow, but next turn you can get that teacher, and then you have the prep. And so here, do you Deadly Poison? Okay, yeah, he's going to preemptively Deadly Poison.
You're not really going to see much weapon removal these days in really any decks.
That's true, yeah.
Like Warrior, Paladin, I think is usually what you only see Harrison in right now.
Yeah, Harrison for the extra draw in the body, but...
I think you see Ooze and Freeze Mage sometimes, but just not a lot of weapon removal in general at the moment. Just, I think, largely because Warrior has dropped off so much.
Yeah, and with Rogue, I mean, if they're going to kill you with a combo, they're going to kill you with a combo. So.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You're not going to get a lot of time to remove that weapon.
Yeah. Also, not too many handlocks either, so that's another thing, because Jiraxxus's weapon
Yeah.
is not something you can count on anymore.
Or Shaman as well, too.
That's true, yeah, all these weapon classes
Why
are
don't we just
dropping
keep
off
naming classes that use weapons? Paladin. We already talked about Paladin. Okay, so he's going with one South Sea deckhand. A little bit more burst. This looks like a kind of a nice combo oil rogue.
Oh, wow.
Fans of Dawn.
Yeah, this fan says the idol, as that's what we call kind of the trending pop groups here, the idol of Hearthstone.
I like that fan's Hungulization of the word Hearthstone better than the official one. It made a little bit more sense, shorter.
It said hearth and then actual stone rather than phonetically spelling out stone.
Yeah, because right now it's like Hasusudon.
Yeah. And
Oh, happy birthday to him.
Yeah, it's their birthday. It says, but I'm not lonely because I'm watching Hearthstone. Happy birthday.
I believe that that fan is not lonely. He doesn't need to convince me anymore. You're among family when you come to watch Hearthstone at the OGN studio. All right, a little bit of damage, a little bit of trading done by that Shade. Like you said, it did get up to that 4 health, so it was able to do that.
Yeah, now, Dawn obviously very tempted to keep the South Sea deckhand for a surprise combo at the end, but this is a very prime opportunity to get rid of that Shade without taking more damage. You can also, well, the Blade Flurry.
Backstab, and he's going to just throw the SI7 agent.
Okay, and then just force another trade. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
That Shade did not sound happy when he died. Okay. So 3-3 on the board. And what will we see out of Transit?
Well, you saw agents come out, or the agent come out.
Yep. Popcorn's delicious.
Yeah. There is a movie theater nearby at the same complex in the mall. So
Yep.
you can go get popcorn.
Something smart fans have been doing for a long time here.
Yeah. Well, the smartest have been getting fried chicken.
Hey, sometimes popcorn's good too.
That's true.
All right, we'll see what he decides to do here. Looks like it's going to be prep sprint. No?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think you just go ahead and do that. And then,
Oh yes, and you draw another sprint.
man, infinite draws. Okay, you've got the Eviscerate
Wow.
and the Sap.
Wow, that was
Huh.
yeah, 2 eviscerates and a sap. So a lot of ways to deal with some stuff on the board right now. But do you sap that Shyvana? Jeez, wrong game. Sylvanas right now. Like the Blizzard assassin robots come down from the ceiling. I'm like, I'm sorry, it was an accident.
Oh, boy. Well-
get an angry email tonight.
Yeah, I guess you just sap it. Because you don't want to eviscerate it. Give away your agent.
Yeah.
All right.
You sap the Sylvanas, Chobra.
Sylvanas.
Make sure you get it right.
I actually thought you said Savannah, like the Savannah Highway, but then you were one
I
step
was
ahead
way
of me.
off,
Yeah.
man.
And that's a
Red.
fan of Red T, our new commentator, joining Go Rush and the Marine for the Korean cast here.
Yeah, pretty popular Hearthstone streamer here in Korea, but now a caster for OGN.
Yeah, happy to see more casters joining the crew here in Korea.
Are you? You don't feel threatened, Chobra,
No.
on your Korean casting? Maybe?
As long as he doesn't speak English at the same time, like I'll still get my spot at global
they're-
events, I think.
They're up on the stage in the nice set, and we're down here at the desk in front of the blue screen.
That way we don't have to worry about what the audience thinks of us. Just do what we want and enjoy ourselves.
As long as we stay off Reddit. Ascended Shieldmaster will be the play after that wild growth, just to get himself a bit closer to a possible Cenarius. And there's another sap, because right now it's only eviscerates and saps being drawn by Dawn, apparently.
Yeah, well, you definitely can eviscerate this because you want to keep that sap again for the Sylvanas again, or a big taunt or something like that.
Of course.
Towards the end, and that will give you a little apprentice.
Violet Apprentice. A little apprentice.
Well,
The
I assume
littlest
they're
apprentice.
little. Do you think they're super tall? Well, actually, they look a little lanky.
I think they're pretty much regular side. Uh-oh, he's assembling Exodia. It's time. Wrong game. Oh no, here come the Blizzard Assassin robots again.
Well, Dawn did play Magic for a little bit in Korea too. So.
They just tore that fan limb from limb. I can't believe this violent scene I'm seeing unfold in front of me. Oh, please. The humanity.
So, what's
Don't let them see your foiled Charizard, other fan.
what do you? Ooh, things are starting to get really iffy here.
Yeah. What do you do here? I mean,
That's why Sap is so good.
Sylvanas isn't the most appealing thing at the moment.
Now I keep
you
wanting to
can't-
say Shiv.
I know, I'm
Shiv
sorry, man, I'm sorry.
something.
I think this is really it.
Yeah, you really didn't have another way, because if you used your Force of Nature,
You are so vulnerable to Blade Flurry, though. Oh man, he is lucky that there are no deadly poisons or a sharp sword oil in the hand of Dawn right now. He still might be.
he can still clear
You
this
know,
easy peasy though.
Yeah, he's still in a bit of trouble.
Backstab and then eviscerate if you want, or if you want to keep the eviscerate. I don't know if you would though, because you have the oil anyway. Obviously, the biggest threat there is that you have swipe maybe coming in against all the apprentices. All
He's
right.
just gonna go ahead and sprint. Sure, seems fine to me.
Yeah, just
There's
get
a sharp
everything
sword oil.
ready, because he's already down to 20, right? So
Yeah.
I actually am okay with this. Oh,
Well-
and you also have oh no, just one deadly poison. Sorry, that was a duplicate on the screens.
Yeah, and as long as you move a couple minions, you don't have to worry about a huge combo or anything like that. Because that's the other kind of big danger right now, you know?
Yeah, that way you can keep both your 3 attack minions at full health, denying any easy swipe.
So with the combo, if he would have had it, it would have been 21 damage.
So if he had 2 Forces of Nature, huh? I wonder if maybe he's regretting not having used one earlier, but okay, he
Here's
can
where
still
Dawn
clear
just like
everything.
sweats. He's like, okay, oh, he's clearing, all right. Combo would have gotten him to 1.
Yeah, could have been dangerous.
Yeah. Well,
But a
he did the
very
math,
clean
but
plan.
yeah. You do the math when you see that Force of Nature. You can't help but have the heart rate spike a little bit.
I mean, yeah, you definitely want to preemptively do that every time.
Yeah.
Make sure you're outside of range.
So can Dawn kill him this turn? Because he's got the Sharp Sword O. He's got the...
He doesn't have a prep though.
Yeah.
So it's killing him for a little bit.
Yeah.
He has the deckhand. That's what he's been saving it
The
up for.
deckhand is really helping a lot with that. Or
Yeah, so
could
now-
have helped a lot.
Yeah, but now that you have all your other, you have the Blade Flurry, you have the oil, so you use the Eviscerate to get rid of the big body. I really like it. And you have the Sap, too, to get rid of any taunts or...
Yeah, he can play it out nice and slow. He's not in danger of the combo again.
Uh,
All right. Maybe going to see a taunt this turn from that Druid with Claw.
even if he taunts, does he...
Well, that's still the
Would he-
danger. I mean, would it...
Yeah,
He's
he
gonna go
dies
ahead
if
and
he
clear.
doesn't clear it. Yeah. Okay. And with
All
the
right.
South Sea deckhand, you have 5.
And he's got deadly poison as well.
4.
And I think that's going to be it.
Yeah, 6.
Yep.
And yeah, you should be able to do it. You know, with the deadly poison and the blade flurry.
Yep.
Ah, boy. Dawn looking very happy.
Yep, and this is why Oil Rogue is so good. The burst is so sick, and that Blade Flurry is going to finish things off. So game 1 going to Dawn. He took down Surrender, and one step closer to taking out Transit here at Hearthstone Masters.
Wow. Yeah, Transit looked a little bit concerned there at the end. He's like, oh, man. Well, at the same time, you know, like you said, that is the power of Oil Rogue. I think Dawn played that very well.
Yeah, he
used
did.
his removals very efficiently.
Yeah, he did play that very well.
Of course, on the flip side, you know, no swipes coming in for Transit kind of hurt him there with the Violent Teacher.
Right.
You can't do anything about that, though. You'll have a chance to play that Druid again if you want to go for the 3 wins. So Transit shouldn't feel too bad in Conquest mode. He will be able to choose a new deck if he wishes.
Yeah, the Rogue is out of the way.
Yeah.
I think the big question is, can Dawn's Warrior deck beat anything Transit has?
Oh, well,
Because
we'll see.
Druid, Hunter, Warlock, you know, if it's handlock, it can be a little bit tricky for Warrior. So we'll see. When it comes down to that, I think that might be where Dawn runs into a little bit of difficulty.
Yeah, especially depending on what the Hunter deck is, though. We'll see if it runs out of steam or not. I'm sure we'll see that matchup at some point as we go forward. Transit.
Yep, sniff it. Is it good?
It's like, did anybody put poison in this drink? And set number 2 is ready. Both players have chosen their decks. Let's jump right into the game.
You ever notice on one side of the board in the intro, the one deck is all Blinktrons?
Is it really?
Yikes. That's scary.
New class challenge incoming, although it's not a class card.
A new neutral card challenge incoming. All Blinktrons. All right, well, here we go. It's going to be Druid versus Hunter here.
You know what? You know what they should do?
What should they do?
They should make a card in the future where, with the Death Rattle, your hero turns into Harrison Jones. And to get that card, the challenge is all Blinktron deck.
Oh, wow.
And once you're Harrison, every turn you get a new weapon.
You can just use your hero power to take a weapon or create one for yourself.
Yeah, there you go.
Ooh, I like it. That's neat.
It's pretty cool.
Wow.
Meanwhile, the actual game has started here.
Wow, the Blizzard Assassin robots are coming over. They have an employment contract for you, Jobra.
Oh, thank you. Well, at least my limbs are going to be intact.
Yeah. All right, well, Cult Master. Cult Master is really popular in Hunter on the Asia server. You do see it, of course, in NA and EU once in a while, but you see it a lot in Asia, like a lot.
Yeah, it was very popular for a while in NA and EU. It's kind of been phased out once Face Hunter came back into play.
Yeah.
But the mid-range with the, adjusted draw power after the nerf to the Buzzard here. And also running Ragnaros for a little bit more late-game power here for Transit. So,
interesting.
A form of the deck that became a little bit popularized towards the end of the mid-range Hunter dominating era. And then, for a while, and then we saw Mech Mage come into play post-GVG.
Right, of course.
So.
Let's see what we can see.
Not too many ideal plays. I mean, even Animal Companion is...
I mean, coining into the piloted Shredder would be nice, just because you'd have that stickiness, and then also you could potentially have a lot of draws with Cult Master as well, too.
Yeah, I think you do it. Because then also, Dawn, if he doesn't have an answer to this, first of all, they both have Death Rattle, so a swipe rating won't really help.
Yeah.
So he's going to be tempted to trade the Shade. So if he trades, then, you're fine with it, even if you don't get draws. And
of course.
If he doesn't, then you can, if you put something else down, you can
Hey, it's our
Hey, it's
Green
Red
Castles.
T and Go Rush.
That's right. Go Rush on the right was a very prominent StarCraft 1 player back in the day.
Yep, and now he's all into Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Playing some heroes here and there too. I've seen it. Mainly focusing on Hearthstone for now. And
All right.
wow, okay, going for the cycle.
Let's see what he gets.
Because he's got that Shade still alive. Got a second Savage Roar.
Yeah, double Savage Roar could be very useful for Dawn a little bit later on. If you can get a couple minions to stick out, that's or to stick around rather, that is a pretty quick kill sometimes.
Yeah, especially against mid-range Hunter. I mean, some of these minions do have higher health, so. Alright, well,
Ah, nice.
Transit's going to get his own draw there.
Yeah, Yeah, Sludge Belcher is always good to have going into turn 5, of course. Bomb Lobber is a nice 3-2 body to get out of that piloted shredder. Really can't ask for a lot more. Mad Bomber.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Bomb Lobber.
Bomb Lobber? Oh, you're right.
That's the 4 damage bomb.
Yep. Bomb Lobber is a great card, though.
They are.
Better than Mad Bomber, that's for sure.
But the Matter Bomber is the best bomber.
The king of all bomb-throwing goblins. All right, the turn back over to Transit now. So we take a look at the Druid deck from Dawn for a moment. And he does have Harrison in there, too. You see that?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to come in handy, maybe.
Harrison Jones is like Beetlejuice, man. You name him 3 times and he'll pop up in any deck.
Huh, what's the...
That used to be true with Tickmaster over Spark.
All right, well, if he gets Leok, okay, and if it...
Oh, wow. Well, not as ideal.
Yeah.
Still going to get a draw here.
Yeah, I mean, he probably would have wanted the hit anyway.
Well,
for the draw, so. All right.
Okay.
If he got Huffer, he could have gotten 2.
True. Looks like maybe a Lothep turn here. Okay, yeah. Just trying to get something a bit stickier on the board, but I don't know. There's not a ton of spells you have to worry about coming out from Hunter when you don't really have much on your side of the board.
Well, yeah, and I feel like this was really just there's not really necessarily a better play because it could be easily traded here. Oh, yeah. Well, another chance at the knife, and it hits.
Ooh.
So
wow, that's the time to get that knife juggler for sure. Really nice board built up for Transit now.
yeah, you got a Dr. Boom here.
Yep.
All right, well, still some.
Ooh, hello.
All
right. Well, he can clear Dr. Boom really easily.
Yeah, now Transit obviously has to consider, all right, well, if he has swipe afterwards, it's going to be a pretty easy clear. But I think since you have your boom, you could maybe clear your boom here.
Roll Taskmaster. All right.
You could also Sludge Belcher.
Oh.
Okay, no. He's going to go for his boom. After clearing one boom bot to make sure it doesn't go on an eternal chain reaction of boom bots. I love making that happen, by the way. It's great when I play Hearthstone.
It's a little bit terrifying, too. Okay, so a huge board right now. Built up for Transit. Absolutely massive. With Leok as well, too.
Yeah, that's actually really scary.
So what do? Do you just go ahead and Savage Roar and try to clear as much as you can here?
You mean Force of Nature?
That's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah,
Force of Nature.
well... Man, I mean, Transit, on the flip side, he has Ragnar's turn too, so...
Yeah. It's looking pretty tough for Dawn to take this one.
I think you have to, though. You have to Force of Nature. There's not a single other play that will make this safer.
You can clear so little, though, with it. He's going to have to hope for a really good Boombot hit as well, too.
Well, right, so you'd have to... oh, actually, ooh.
Yeah, because, I mean, it would take all 4 minions. Oh, boy.
My
That's
goodness.
not good very much. And I think he's just going to have to try to put some sticky minions down and go for a big combo. But
Well, yeah, this plus the taunt, just trying to save up for it.
yeah, he's going for charge. Just going right to Leok, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, well, that denies a lot of the damage there.
It does.
The
Certainly
boom
does.
bots, I feel like we're going to see the boom bots do good work for Transit, though.
We'll see. He's still got that. Oh, man.
What did I say?
Wow. Dude, that double Savage Roar, that was really Dawn's only chance, was to build a little bit of a board and then get a really good double Savage Roar, but it is just not. Well, there's big game Hunter, but it can't kill 2 targets, can it?
You can't actually win here.
No, because he's got kill command. He's got the hero power.
Well, you can't even clear enough on the board, even with Force of Nature plus BGH here.
no.
Oh, man. Dawn.
No.
Well, I mean, it was played pretty well from Transit, and, you know, refreshing to bring back some
Scary
more
Hunter deck.
mid-range
Yeah.
Hunter.
He handled it very, very well, so it looks like we will have a tie series here.
And he's just gonna
All right.
go ahead and
Hit the Boombot. Where's it gonna land? He's hoping for a Doomsayer. Well, even that wouldn't save my guess. That's true.
But
Could have gotten a taunt, but no, that's it.
yeah, he was hoping for a taunt.
You never know if you're gonna get that annoyance, Ron, right?
Yeah. Well, either way, we're tied 1-1, and as we
Yep.
said, this was going to be more of the highlight match, not because of how well or how poorly the other players play, but just because, first of all, the reputation both these players have. Transit used to be the most favored player in Korean Hearthstone, went through a huge slump trying to climb back into the scene.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dawn just suddenly popping out of nowhere, taking down Surrender in the qualifiers, coming up into the round of 16. So we will be taking a short break, but when we come back, it will still be Dawn versus Transit tied 1-1. We have Dawn, who took a win with his Rogue, and Transit now taking a win with his Hunter. We'll see who eventually wins the best of 5. Should be pretty intense, Noah.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be back just after a few minutes, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Everyone, welcome back to Hearthstone Masters Korea here at OGN. We have Dawn versus Transit tied at 1-1. We're reviewing some highlights from the first 2 games. Game 1, Dawn with the Oil Rogue here.
Yeah, Oil Rogue doing just Oil Rogue things.
Yeah.
And in the end, we got the combo. We got the Deadly Poison, Tinker Sharp Sword Oil, Blade Flurry. Got everything you need to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, save that deckhand from the opening hand. to get that finishing blow, and actually was able to whittle him down pretty well by keeping his SI7 agent and Violet Teacher alive for quite some time, using some good removal.
Yeah, but as we will see, in game number 2, Transit answered right back with his a little bit slower, mid-range kind of hunter deck, even going all the way up to Rag, and he just built up a board that Dawn could not handle.
Yeah, Transit was like you and your shiny toys with the Oil Rogue and whatnot. Let's go back a little bit. Of course, he has the Shredder and whatnot, and the Dr. Boom. And this deck was popularized right around, I think, the beginning, when people were kind of experimenting. Oh man, can we do like Control Hunter and things like that with Steam Window Sniper? And then a little bit of a slower mid-range deck here came out for Hunters, and pretty much the same exact deck that was popularized during that time.
A bit of an older list, but it certainly still has its place. And I think a really intelligent decision, actually, for Transit to bring this.
Yeah. I agree. When people are playing so much just straight aggression that also relies a little bit too much on draw sometimes, going with something that's stabler. As we mentioned, Transit prefers that playstyle, just safer, more consistent decks.
He really does. It doesn't surprise me at all to see that that's the kind of Hunter deck he's playing in this tournament right now. We're going to see that Druid or the Warlock come out for him, Druid or Warrior, the two choices for Dawn as we move into game number 3.
Yeah, I wonder which decks they'll bring. Both of them look very serious. I mean, both of them, they have a lot to prove this game.
Yeah.
One person trying to come back, that's going to be Transit, and Dawn trying to make a really good beginning of his career here. Let's jump right into set number 3 between these two players here at OGN.
What do we have? It's going to be Druid versus Druid. Okay.
Ooh. Druid coming back for Transit.
All right. Going all natural for game number 3.
So the Harrison Jones there coming back for Dawn.
We do have the Senjin in Transit's deck, it looks like, too, but it remains to be seen if he goes all the way up to those Ancients of War or not. The Shield Master just kind of a generally good little piece of tech to throw in Druid these days. I have not looked at the list yet. Let's see what he decides to pick. We'll see what he gets in that mulligan.
All right. And got Ascension back. Transit does have the coin, though.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Yeah, starting with the coin is always quite good when you're trying to ramp in Druid versus Druid, but neither one of these players with wild growth early on, so it's going to be a pretty regular start for once.
Yeah, they actually have pretty much very similar hands
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, they do, actually.
When you have both of them have Sylvanas in there, both of them have Swipe.
He really wants to play that Senjin. Looks like it's just going to be a hero power this turn, I think. Yeah.
He's like, oh man, if only Druid's hero power was actually Innervate.
Right. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, pay 2 mana to get 2 mana back.
Well,
If,
you know,
if only their hero power was Innervate. What? Well, you said Innervate.
Well, then it would be 0 mana cost, so you could hero power every turn and you could cheat
Would
the
it
game.
be? Would it be a hero power though? Would
Not
it really be? All right. So is he actually going to coin out the Senjin? I'm not so sure because yeah, 5 health is tough to deal with, but having that coin around later on in the game is so nice. But he wants to get a bit of board control going on. Wants to pick up the pace a bit.
Yeah, he says, all right, well, Dawn hasn't played anything either. He probably has a lot of late game too, so let's just start taking control of the board.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'm okay with that. You know, on the flip side, on turn 4, if Dawn still hadn't played anything, you could have actually just coined out Lotham and then Azure Drake again on turn 5, allowing you to drop 2 5-drops in a row.
And that's why I thought we might see him wait, because now you can see his turn 4 is very lackluster.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Opted to coin out the Shield Master, and I suppose that did let him get a little bit of damage in on his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't fault him. It's doing okay. And Dawn's hand is very slow too, so it's still working out just right.
Okay, there's the Innervate. Nice.
All right, well.
No Ancients of Lore to throw out, though.
Yeah, but that can come in real handy later, where you can either just put 2 big minions down, or you could Cenarius on turn 7 if you already have some minions on the board.
We're going to see how aggressive Transit feels like being here, because you can always swipe that Azure Drake to really kind of go nuts with it, but
I'm feeling the
I don't think he's going to do that, yeah. He's not the type of player to be that crazy.
Playing the low threat, that means no swipe. So if Dawn wants to get through the taunt, he has to attack with one of the minions, and then he can get a better swipe in.
Yep.
But will we see an attack? No, it's going to be Sylvanas. So Dawn's playing the much more reactive game here. You're kind of forced to, but
Yeah.
I think he's okay with that because he has that Keeper of the Grove and the swipe and the Wrath. Like, he basically has ways to bring it back, especially once the Sylvanas steals something.
Well, I bet Transit is wishing he has a Keeper of the Grove in his hand right now. But
Yeah.
he doesn't.
He has his own. He has his own Sylvanas.
He's still got the ability to put a lot of pressure on his opponent either way, too. You can just clear out this Azure Drake and then go to face with Ascension again. And you're still pretty far ahead on life. And he's just going to go and play his own Sylvanas. All right.
Oh, and he's just going to go ahead and kill that Drake.
Yep. Oh, man. I don't know about this.
Yeah. I wasn't sure about.
I don't know what his plan was playing that Sylvanas. I think that was a huge mistake for
Exactly.
Transit.
Because the Shade, I think he kind of
Well, that's the thing.
I hate to say it, but I think he kind of forgot about the Shade
I think he did.
because it was just sitting there for so long. It was.
I don't know. I saw him playing. I'm like, okay, what's the plan?
Yeah, I was like
here
trying
for
to
this,
figure
but
it out, and then he attacked the Azure Drake. I was like, okay,
No.
not sure where that's going. And then he just gave him a second Sylvanas. So Dawn is pretty happy. And
Ooh.
you know what?
And that's pretty much.
Game.
That's gonna.
Like,
Yeah, I agree. It's
I was
pretty much
about
gonna
to
be
say,
game.
like, especially in Druid Mirrors, like, yeah, sure, especially when both players have a slow start, like, it's hard to tell, but when they get a second Sylvanas and they have Boom on the board and you have no answer, I mean, that's the biggest thing here. Transit hasn't had a silence.
The funny thing is that if you swipe those boom bots, you actually end up you might take more damage from them than if they were Savage Roar. Okay, oh nice. He was able to get that. So he's able to take out Dr. Boom at least.
Okay, well,
And he's managed to keep his life total very high. So, with no second Savage Roar drawn by Dawn, it looks like it'd be okay. He doesn't. Okay,
he has two
actually
forces
doesn't
of
have one, yeah.
nature.
That's true. I thought he had a Savage Roar in his hand, but I guess he doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think he does.
Nope.
But he gets to keep.
The screen is really small.
He gets to keep his Shade alive, though, and that's. I mean, I can't think of a way where this is going to turn around too easily.
Yeah, I mean, even if Scenarios comes out next turn, which he can't unless another Innervate is drawn. And yeah, he's,
Pilot Shredder. Yeah,
that's game.
That is game, right?
Well, it's going to be game if it's not this time.
Well, what's the Boombot gonna do?
Damage.
Well, how much damage? Okay,
Oh, only
just
one.
one.
All right.
Okay.
Let's see. So it has to be 8 damage from hand, and
He has the Ragnarok.
I know. Will it be YOLO Rag?
Oh wait,
or will
he
it
can
be,
actually double charge.
he can Force of Nature and Innervate out a
Or, yeah, that actually
claw,
is more.
or that. He's got multiple ways of doing it. Yep, throwing out the double Druid Claw. Doesn't want to reveal that he's got any Force of Nature, potentially. Certainly
no
not
combo
two.
Druid.
I have no combos, no. Yeah, easy win there for Dawn, and he's going to take the lead.
Yeah, Transit with a crucial misplay on the Sylvanas, but
Really, yeah.
okay, so while if he hadn't played it, he wouldn't have given it. While it was still a misplay, I think Dawn really still had the upper hand because he had the Silence, he had the Wrath, and the Swipe. He had just much better answers.
Yeah.
So while Transit pointed out that Senjin, I think Dawn felt comfortable because he had a reactionary hand, so he was okay playing from the back foot.
I'm just really shocked at that Sylvanas play from Transit. That is not
It is baffling.
That's not normal. I mean, he is considered one of the best players in
Not normal.
Korea. And
If you play that, please, you're not normal.
no, that is it's not a good
I mean,
play.
especially for
it's,
Transit.
It's not
right?
a normal
That's-
play for him. That's the thing. You know, we've been watching this guy for a long time. He's certainly better than that.
Yeah, I think the moment it went over to the other side, he was like, huh, yeah, that can happen.
Yeah. Oh, well. Well, we'll see if he can tie it up. He's still got Druid and Warlock to pick from. His opponent, only the Warrior to bring out yet.
Yeah, can Dawn close it out, leading 2-1? I mean, if Dawn beats Transit, it says a lot. It's that it wasn't just luck beating Surrender. I've beaten 2 of the best players here in Korea going into the round of 8, and other people should be shaking in their boots, but we'll find out.
Yeah, Transit is also Surrender's teammate, too, so trying to get a little bit of revenge in this match, too.
All right, well, we'll see if Transit can continue, if he can take it to that 2-2 tie in our Group F round of 16, best of 5. Let's get right into set number 4.
So will be Warrior, of course, but what will the deck be for Transit? And it will be Warlock, okay.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll see if this is handlock or more of a demon-oriented.
Well, looks
deck.
like it's pretty straightforward handlock with that Mountain Giant in hand.
Sure does.
That's a pretty big tell, along with the Twilight Drakes too. So, all right. Well, this matchup is one a lot of. If you've been watching competitive Hearthstone, we've seen time and time again, and it gets pretty interesting towards the end. In the beginning, it's you just tap your hero power, both players for a couple turns here. But
Well,
towards the end, the big thing is the Harrison Jones versus the Jiraxis.
Well, the big things, too, are the executes and the brawl.
Yes, that too.
For Warrior, if you need to get those just right. And the tricky part is the Twilight Drake, you know, because you just never feel good executing those, but they've got enough health that they're difficult to deal with without the execute, you know? So it can be a very tough match for Warrior, that's for sure. And
Transit.
yeah, and the thing is if Transit wins this game, he gets to bring his Druid back, which is also not an ideal match for Warrior. So this is kind of what I was talking about at the start of the match, where once it gets to this point, it can get a bit challenging for Dawn.
Well, now he's gonna want. Oh well, actually, he's gonna want a shield block next turn if he wants to prepare against the Twilight Drake without having to use an execute.
Well, that's the way you deal with Twilight Drakes, right? Is you have enough armor just built up that if you're lucky, you can just shield slam them for most, if not all, their health.
Yeah.
And he will be very close to that, actually.
Pretty close.
All right.
There it comes out with 9 health.
And so that'll be enough if he uses his Fiery War Axe plus the Shield Slam.
Yeah. You want to get rid of that right away.
Yeah, this is as cleanly as you can deal with this Twilight Drake, so I think it's pretty ideal. And having that Shield Maiden helps quite a bit as well, too. Shield Maiden is a big deal for this matchup specifically because 5 damage on the board and 5 more armor gives you that survivability, and it gives you another way to deal with some of the bigger minions from handlock. So the matchup improved a little bit for Control Warrior, but it's still a bit tough.
Yeah,
There's that Mountain Giant.
Yeah, Mountain Giant coming in right on time, and no easy way to deal with it. Oh,
Execute.
never mind.
There's a way. Yep, he's just going to play the Sludge Belcher for now. But he's got a way to deal with at least one giant.
Yeah, I mean, if it hits the main body of the Belcher and then you execute it, I think you're okay with that.
You can even use a bit more of your life here, too, because he's got some armor. He knows he's going to get more from that Shield Maiden as well.
Uh-huh.
And you really want to save those executes for as long as possible. That's kind of one of the trickiest parts of this matchup is knowing exactly when to throw that execute in.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this really is, you know, the Control Warrior. Can you use your removals as efficiently as possible? Okay.
Well, you need to. Otherwise, you die.
Pretty straightforward. Yeah. There we go.
Oh, boy.
That is pretty scary.
Yeah, it's a good silence.
Now, do you attack it? Or do you just attack face?
Decides to go for face.
I agree. I mean, the only way you lose out on it is if he has Whirlwind plus Execute or something like that, but...
You know, or another Shield Slam or something. And either way, a lot of that would involve running the Belcher into it anyway.
Yes.
So you know it's going to be hitting that Mountain Giant most likely, so you might as well do damage to face.
Now, at this point where you've already taken that hit to 8, now it's a little tricky
Yeah,
not
now
to hit
you-
with face, so you
no.
got to trade with the Belcher.
Yeah, now you really can't run into it with your weapon. going down to 16 at this point would be pretty devastating.
Yeah.
Let's see. You still do have that Shield Maiden, of course, but you're only on your 6-mana turn right now. That would still leave you vulnerable. You couldn't get anything done with it. Yeah, he might. Okay,
he's still going to go for it.
He is. Yeah.
I mean,
go ahead and execute.
Yeah, I think, like you said, he has a Shield Maiden, and it's early enough that you know you're not going to die to some crazy burst, or you already got rid of one giant, so.
Well, that second Sludge Belcher that he drew really kind of sealed the deal for that particular turn.
All right, Transit. Needs to play some cards here in order to get
generally a good idea.
Well, he's at 9. All right, so he could just draw and see what he.
He's got another silence too, and honestly, those Sludge Belchers are going to be the primary silence targets in Warrior.
Yeah.
So he might be tempted just to go ahead and silence that one right off the bat. We'll see what he does. Might play it a little bit slower here.
Okay, well, no need to rush the silence just yet because it's not going to die immediately, so you're not too worried about the death battle just yet. So I'm okay with that.
The placement is interesting.
Yeah, I was about to comment on that because now the Ancient Watchers are separated. Generally, you want them to be next to each other.
Yeah, if you're going to use those guys for taunting, then you want them not separated by an ooze. If you're going to use them for Shadow Flame, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the theory here, is that you have a Shadow Flame in hand.
Wow. That is a lot of damage being taken by Dawn right now.
Yeah.
There's the Armorsmith. That's the only other real target that you want to save those owls for.
Well. Okay. The Mountain Giant, well, if you, play the Mountain Giant, you can't silence and Shadow Flame, right? So.
Well, if you play the Mountain Giant, you can at least Shadow Flame and get him down to a 1-2 taunt. That's not so bad. I mean, it still procs execute, but you're feeling a little bit better about it at that point.
Yeah, you got one execute out of the way, so.
Transit's really just kind of cruising at this point, though, because he's got that Ancient Heal Body. He's got Melganis. He's got 2 Molten Giants in his hand. He is feeling very good at this point. The only thing that he really needs to worry about is a big brawl.
Yep. So the Anti-Geobot and the Molten Giant's allowing him to be pretty happy with how things are going, and that'll just be clear. And like you said earlier, Dawn had already taken so much damage that even after this, even if he gets a Shield Maiden, like he's not at over 30 effective health. So
that's a lot of armor though in the hand for Dawn. He's got maybe a little bit of a new lease on life here, but there's just going to be so much stuff coming out of Transit's hand over the next couple turns, and with the life total still being what it is, it's still looking a bit grim for Dawn in this game anyway.
Can you just shield block to see if you can get that second shield slam?
Wouldn't be the worst idea. You can do it with the Shield Maiden too.
Alright, you're just gonna hero power.
Yeah, well, I guess you can't draw with the Shield Maiden, but
yeah, but just the taunt is still there, so
yeah,
I like this a little bit better.
Oh,
never mind. Oh, we'll see.
Hello, Hellfire.
Given what's on the board, I think it's still just draw.
Yeah, we'll see. Lotheb isn't as helpful because the big spells you're worried about, aside from Brawl, which is not too likely because you don't have a ton of stuff out, both cost 1 mana.
Yes,
so
you can
still play it. Yep. So Lotheb's not maybe quite as good. Still might want to just play it. Because it does, it would make shield block be his entire turn. So it does mitigate a little bit of that potential armor gain. Melganis, maybe not the worst play either right now.
I'd say it's a little risky, though.
It is, but when else are you going to play this Melganis?
True.
It's something that forces him to, use cards from his hand, use that 5/5. I kind of like the Melganis, yeah. The more I think about it, the more I like this one.
Okay.
That should clear that. So essentially, Melganis is kind of clear, right?
That's true.
Oh, wow, but there's the brawl. Do you take the risk, though?
I say you do.
You do?
I think you have to.
What's it going to be?
Transit.
Transit's
He's
like,
like,
oh
oh,
no. Oh, not the Melganis. It is the Ancient Watcher, so Transit
Wow.
still, still winning that one. It's
Well,
not too bad.
Yeah, but it's not one that can attack, so
There's
feels a
Draxus.
little
He
bad.
can actually silence that Ancient Watcher and start putting some damage on if he wants to.
He could. And that might be an answer because both Sludge Belchers are gone.
Yeah, Lothep is a good card to throw down here right now, but he could do, he could do both as well. Right after Brawl comes out, and it's very, very rare that you see more than one Brawl in a deck. It's still almost unheard of, so now you're going to feel a little bit more comfortable flooding the board. And you know the amount of Burst Warrior can do. It's a very well-known amount, and so at 19 health, you're still feeling very comfortable, especially with Jiraxis in your hand, and the Antique Healbot, and the Earthring Farseer. Like, Antique Healbot especially has made Handlock really tough to deal with.
Yeah.
These days.
All right, just putting it down, healing the Watcher so that
Yep.
he can keep his health at 9 to play those Molten Giants if he goes lower.
Yeah, that's right. Wants to be able to get those out of his hand, especially, again, with no fear of Brawl, with one Execute already used. I believe there's not a lot to worry about. But there we go, clearing that Lothep really nicely. Don was able to gain so much armor. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
He was at 30 effective health prior to this.
Yeah. Oh,
And
there's
wow, and he got
Garrosh.
Garish rather. Or Grommash.
It is Grommash,
Yeah.
Garrosh, Grommash.
And the Whirlwind, so he has a way to activate it too.
Yeah, now Hellfire's looking pretty tempting here.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Melganis already gone. Void Collar's not looking as tempting because I think you probably want to use Jiraxis for the
Yeah, I think you
actual
can.
Jiraxis ability.
I guess you just attack and then Hellfire and then
Yep.
put out a Molten Giant. So you get 6 mana exactly.
I think you are correct. There you go.
Ooh.
All right, so will it be an Execute? It is. Whoa, okay. So
and it
one
clears the
Molten Giant.
Watcher too.
Yeah, one Molten Giant dealt with. It does clear the Watcher. That's kind of nice. But again, I mean, look at this. Jiraxis, Molten Giant, Antique Healbot. What are we going to see this time?
But here's the thing. You have to. It feels bad, but you have to Antique Healbot.
You really do, because if you don't, you're going to die to
die.
Grommash.
You die. You can only, like at this point in the game, you can only rely on playing the Molten Giant after they've attacked you. Like you can't bring yourself lower because you won't have enough mana to get back up there at this health. So Dawn's actually played this very smart.
The nice thing is that you only need to get above 17, because that's the amount of damage that Dawn can do. And Transit knows that. He's like, well, the most damage he can do is with Cruel Taskmaster Grommash combo. That's 12 plus 5 on Lothep, so.
Do you also
You've got.
put down a Void
Yeah,
Collar? Yeah,
I think Void Collar and Healbot.
Because it can
Yeah.
bring out the other Void Collar.
It can. And even if it brings out Jiraxis, you're back up to 24.
Yeah, and
It's
you'll have
not-
a 315 to use on the board.
Exactly. It's not as bad as it could be. You know both Executes are gone. Brawl is gone.
Yeah.
You've got a very sticky board. So it's gonna
Actually,
be,
yeah, at this point, now that you're back over 20, also with the Harrison Jones that you have to expect in a Control Warrior,
Yeah.
Jiraxis on the board actually wouldn't be too bad.
Yep, that's a very good point, too.
Especially if you get a Taunt Giver, right? And
Yeah.
then you can use it on Jiraxis or the Molten Giant, or both.
And if you play Jiraxis, you're not going to get to play your Molten Giant, most likely.
Yes.
So he may actually kind of want this Jiraxis to hit the board
Actually,
as a
yeah, at this
315.
point. At this point.
Yeah, Don knows this, though. He's like, all right.
Yeah, he's like, well, putting on the Void Collar now, Morganis
Yeah.
is gone.
The only other demon that's in there is going to be another Void Collar or Jiraxis. We'll see. Antique Healbot, man. Saved so
good.
many handlocks have lived only because of that card.
And he's just going to attack.
Ooh, now the question is... okay, Sun Fury Protector.
Okay.
All right. It's just so awkward with the
Well-
Molten Giants still being 9 here.
Okay, but you can Void Collar and then kill yours to bring out Jiraxis and taunt it.
Yeah. You could, couldn't you?
And that will be a 15 health taunt. Oh, Okay.
Just gonna see what he can draw first. Oh, Dr. Boom. Dr. Boom.
Huh. Okay, well, there's no... You're going to presume that there's not a second brawl. And you should have a Defender of Argus in there, too, because he hasn't played any yet. So maybe do you save the Draxus for Defender of Argus? And
Well, with the Void Callers in there, doesn't that take the Defender spot?
oh, that's true.
Oh, wow, he drew Shadow Flame. He's just going to go for Dr. Bim, though. That's 17. He's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. Wow, I can't believe he didn't keep himself above 17.
Yeah, I can't
Dude,
believe...
Dude, it's Control Warrior. It's just what happens, man. Wow, I'm really... And you can see the look on Don's face. He can't believe it. Don takes it 3-1. Transit, a good player, but some crucial mistakes in this series, and he pays for it.
Yeah, if you life tapped, you had to just taunt.
I know. Some really uncharacteristic mistakes for Transit in that series. Kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit at a loss for it. You know, I have to say, like, by all means, I'm happy for Don. And, it looks like it wasn't just luck. It's not just that Transit made mistakes, but Don played really well. The point is that Don didn't make any mistakes. So it wasn't just luck getting in. And, I said this before we went live, Doa. Transit, one of his flaws earlier, too, was a little bit overconfidence, and he made uncharacteristic mistakes in Season 1 of Korea vs. China. Same thing again here.
I guess so, man. I mean, Don continues the trail of upsets.
Wow.
The bodies of well-known players strewn behind him as he marches towards the quarterfinals here.
You know what would be a good storyline here is if Don goes all the way to the finals and meets Socio, the captain of Team Godziho in the finals, and he's like, I've come to dominate
the
all
rest of your team.
Godzio.
Basically, Don is like that action hero who's like working his way through the criminal organization, like the big boss at the end of the movie.
Wow.
There he
the
is.
Punisher going through the
I guess so, yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, I've come for you, Socio. Give me that spot. But
he's like, I've got a special set of skills. Well, let's hear what he has to say.
Yeah,
I'm betting he's
I'm
pretty
sure,
happy.
I'm sure a lot to say here. He looked very happy in that booth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just so happy. My heart's just beating super fast, and he made sure he ate well and drank some nutrients to make sure he wasn't too nervous and his heart rate wasn't gonna like get all crazy. But
all right, nutrients are good.
And yeah, Don saying himself, after the anti-Keelbot, I was like, well, I guess he's gonna taunt it up.
Yeah, of course.
With a Defender or a Sunfear Protector, and then I'll just have to wait to see what I draw. Hopefully I just draw into something good. But then he played Dr. Boom, and yeah. So, yeah, and like we said, the Greencasters agreeing, like, yeah, he should have played on top, but
yeah, well, between that and the Sylvanas play, it was awkward.
And with the Sylvanas play too, Don says, I was actually a little bit taken aback because I was like, wait, I can just get Sylvanas.
Yeah,
like,
you can.
I'm
you
not
can just
quite
get
sure.
Sylvanas. Yep.
I'm not sure what you were thinking. And on Team Nightmare, Don says, he says, well, my teammates have helped me so much, and yeah, their team captain is Pegasus. We saw him in the pre-game interview clip. Pegasus, I'm assuming he's probably here in the audience somewhere. He used to be kind of a star child too, because he used to play so much Yu-Gi-Oh in the past. Mm-hmm. But let's look at some highlights with the player himself, Don.
Yeah, well, again, real clean oil road game to start things off with.
Yeah.
Just pretty much textbook with this one. A win that many of us have seen in tournaments and on the ladder. But well played either way by Don, and not a ton of worry initially here from Transit.
Yeah, so Don says, well, in the first set, a couple times, I would have to agree that maybe, you could say some of my plays were a little bit overreaching, but he had already used his coin and things like that. So the only thing that would have really changed the game in the first set was if he played Lothab at the right time. And here's the Sylvanas big misplay from Transit.
I'm just watching Transit's face to see if he realizes where he went wrong. Yeah, I think he knows it right there. I think, you know, sometimes in the heat of the moment, you just forget things like the shade getting +1/+1 each turn. It's a bit crazy, but it does happen.
And Don just saying, well, I was super happy. I was like, well, as soon as I got the second Sylvanas, I was like, I probably won this game. And here we go. Same, or similar scenario here. And
again,
Don says,
you have to know what Warriors' win conditions are.
yeah, Don says, well, you know, I think that's the happiest I've ever been. I don't think I've ever been that emotional. But I think it's because I was so nervous in the booth. Like, I've come and watched the games several times. I've been to the studio several times as a fan, but man, sitting there in the booth, it's just so different. And because of the nerves, as soon as I knew I won, and we saw it, he actually waited until he finished clicking his moves, right? It wasn't when he saw the boom come out. He was like, wait, did I really get it? And then he just started jumping in his seat. So Don, very, very happy. He is going to be moving on and facing Flurry in the round of 8.
Yeah.
But let's see. Yeah, he says he heard it backstage where Flurry said, you know, I heard Flurry say that he wants to face me because he's beating me all the time in practice. But I actually, you know, in all seriousness, I think losing to him so much, those practice games is what really helped me play well today. I learned a lot from that, and you know, it's gonna be a little different. So a little message to Flurry: it's gonna be different. So you know, just be prepared. And you kept it pretty civil and nice. But that is Don. Wow, you know, Transit. I'm starting to kind of feel bad for the fans who watch because every time we're like, "Oh, Transit's a favorite."
Well,
and then he makes these mistakes on stage.
He's a very good player, but you know, I think there's clearly some nerves going on there. I remember his first match. I don't want to talk with the interview here, but I remember his first match in the King of the Hill last year. When, as we look at the results here for the day, but when he played against Savitz, because he played the match from my apartment, because he didn't have access to an NA account. And so he was so nervous, just sitting there, just like shaking in the chair.
I think the nerves get to him a little bit, but right now, of course, our favorite corner, we do have the Mergurgler.
The Mergurgler.
Audi is her nickname in Korean, but here with Flurry and Dawn. And Dawn said at the end of the interview, well, I hope I open some good card packs because that way I can give the same happiness to the fans as I have received today.
These are the only card packs that we're not giving to Jungle Ramu.
Flurry looks like he's actually about to enter a match against Dawn. Like here, he's like, all right, I'm ready. Bring it, Dawn. But these two guys will be facing off in the round of 8. But the rules are if you open a legendary or I believe golden cards, I think also epics. And depending on the rank, we add some extra card packs, and then we'll see how many cards. You know, I think 3 extra people who will be just raffled will get that number of extra GVG card packs here in Hearthstone. So they'll get a little code to receive that. All right.
Well, we'll see what Flurry gets. Oh, what's he saying?
He's like, yeah, I'm pretty confident I can open some legendaries. Hopefully neither one is like, you know, I never have good luck opening packs, so whatever. I hope they don't say that.
Don.
Don says, well, usually actually I have pretty bad luck opening packs, but given how things are today, I think I can maybe even open a golden legendary. Wow.
Flurry will go first with a flurry of pack opening activity.
Yeah, but I should remind everyone, these are packs that go out to fans viewing the Korean broadcast. But if you would like to help the cause of Jungle Ramu, you can visit the page. Oh, but it's golden.
Yeah. All right.
Wow.
Golden rare. It's not a good card, but it's a golden rare.
I really wanted to make that card work.
Never found a way. There's no way it's a bad card.
It's hilarious when you do, though.
Oh, there's an epic in there.
Okay.
Is it a golden epic, though? No.
Nope.
Crush.
All right.
Crush is good against the first boss in the first wing of Blackrock Mountain. If you make a warrior deck with all the legendaries, put Crush in there, too. But other than that, it's not that great.
I have had it used against me to quite some success in some games, but. And all right, that's it. So 1 epic, 1 golden rare.
Well, golden rare. It's not so bad.
That's all right. you know, you can get some decent dust out of it if it's your own pack, but that is a symbol for extra packs for our fans.
Hooray. Exciting stuff. Let's see
Super
what
exciting.
Dawn opens.
I'm gonna bet that Dawn opens a legendary tonight.
Yeah, you think
out of
so?
the 3 packs.
Oh, well, it's not going to be the first one, Chopra.
He's gonna enter the scene with a splash, man.
I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
He's gonna buy the hearts
It'd be
of all
a bit
the-
of an upset.
He's gonna buy the hearts of all the jungle Ramus out there.
It'd be a bit of an upset. All the little jungle Ramus playing from home with their 6 legendaries. Oh, it's not golden. It's just a paladin card, guys. Don't get excited.
You know that gets me sometimes.
I
when
heard
open
the
my own
crowd
packs.
was the crowd
I
got
know.
excited, like, oh, it's just paladin. Oh, there's a golden rare,
Ooh.
and it also is a paladin card.
Oh, oh.
Oh, it's epic.
Okay, an epic.
Regular epic.
All right, no
Feign
legendary.
Death.
Feign
All right.
Death. Oh man, there were some fun decks when Feign Death first came out.
Dude, I played a Mech Hunter deck with Feign Death and all the shredders and stuff. It was pretty fun.
When, that
Now.
face when you can Feign Death with Dr. Boom.
Or Feign Death Sneed's Shredder.
Yeah, that
Yes,
was a good
that
one
is
too.
that is the true king of Feign Death plays. Oh, come on, McGurgler.
Alright. She's vying for that legendary. She's probably in the same boat as Jungle Rama though. She's probably secretly like, man, if only these were my card packs and I got a
Oh.
legendary. Oh wow.
Bell Reaver. We've had that one drawn in the past, actually.
Yeah, that's true. Another
Last
epic.
week, yeah.
Wow, so 3 fans in the venue and watching the Crane broadcast will actually get quite a few extra packs. You know, Jungle Rama really needs to just come to the studio, I think.
Rare.
Oh, no legendaries. No fancy schmancy cards today.
When she only gets 2?
No, I thought she opened 3.
Oh, I thought she was just. Oh, okay, maybe. Oh no, you're right. The Felver is the second
Yeah.
one.
Oh, 60
I'm not paying
extra
attention very
card
much.
packs to 3, well, total 6 extra people.
Well,
Okay, that's a lot of card packs going
That's
out.
great.
That's actually pretty fantastic.
Warms my heart.
More reasons to move to Korea and visit OGN.
There
Get
you go.
free card packs. Spend your money on a plane ticket, get some free card packs.
That's right.
Priorities, everyone.
Totally worth. Let's look at today's results. It was a 3-1 victory in both best of 5s. The first one was Flurry over Caster. And in that match, I think Flurry just clearly the better player.
Flurry overcaster. Flurry overcast.
Fired.
It's getting
You're
late.
fired, Chobra.
It's 11:30 p.m.
These 9 p.m. start time broadcasts are going to kill us.
Oh, it's all right. It's fun times here at OGN. And then Dawn versus Transit. A bit of an upset, but we saw with the fan vote, actually, it was pretty much 50-50. So people,
Yeah.
the fans respecting Dawn's climb through the qualifiers. A lot of the professional players, not so. But after today,
Well-
I think you got to reevaluate that.
No question, Dawn was a better player tonight. Transit making some very basic and
Yeah.
crucial mistakes. And so, Dawn absolutely deserving to go through. And so that means Flurry versus Dawn will be our 3rd quarterfinal match. Tomorrow we will find out what the final quarterfinal match is going to be.
And will Reniauer be able to move to the quarterfinals? Reniauer
That's-
SK Gaming.
It's a big story for tomorrow, yeah, as we can see. Time versus Equester. And then Palmblad, I'm going to have a fun time with that name tomorrow, versus Reniauer, of course.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Reniauer. We've already had one BlizzCon player from last year eliminated in
Yeah.
Kranish. Will the other one survive? Reniauer getting knocked out in the first round of BlizzCon, but still made it.
So hopefully, and especially after, you know, watching some of these other mistakes. I mean, you can never count that out, obviously, as viewers. And, you know, we expect professional players to have more polish and not make those mistakes. But
Yeah.
you never know. If you're the player yourself, you can never be like, oh, I would never make that mistake. You always got to think like, all right, that can happen to me too. Got to learn from that now that I've seen it happen to Transit. So hopefully we'll see some cleaner games tomorrow. But all in all, congratulations to Flurry and Dawn. And I have to say, all right, even if, you know, let's say Transit made those mistakes, again, Dawn didn't make any mistakes. So that's
Yeah.
the plus side there. And Flurry, he didn't make those mistakes. So, you know,
The better
that is why
players
they're-
absolutely won today.
that is why they're in the quarterfinals. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. Same time here, same place. Don't forget to share the VODs if your friends didn't get to catch up, because Korea Hearthstone definitely getting a little bit better. See you guys tomorrow.